Hello, everybody. Welcome to Podcast The Motion Picture. You just missed out. We were talking about the coolest shit ever. Now we're going to talk about the next coolest stuff ever. We've got 5 of us here today on our 50th special episode. Here we got Cole, Noah, our good friend Sam hopping in, good buddy Welcher. We're sharing a screen because we're enemies to lovers. We're in the we're actually in the enemies arc yet. So this is
sweet and spicy.
yeah. All right. So I've got first category. Cat or a dog person? No, I don't give a shit about any of you. Cat or dog person? I'm gonna list a person from a movie, and you guys tell me if you think they're a cat or dog person. I don't have an answer. This is a fictitious game here. You know, this is not set in stone. First person, cat or dog person? Darth Vader. What do you think? Cat?
Definitely cat.
Guy says cat.
Yeah, cat person. And
Wow.
I mean, I can imagine him kind of doing a Doctor Evil thing, sitting there just stroking a cat on his lap. Yeah.
My first lean was cat. I'll join the sheep.
Cat energy. Okay. Next up is Gandalf, cat or dog?
Oh,
Damn. Tough.
Can I tell you what I think of Radagast?
Yeah, what do you think for Radagast? Is Radagast a cat or a
that's
dog
a dog,
person?
dude.
I mean, he's more of a dog person, I'd think. Naturey out there, go more wolves. I don't know, but I haven't. I've stalled enough. Has anybody else come up with an answer for Gandalf? I've got no idea.
I'd say cat person.
Still cat?
I'm gonna take dog for Gandalf. I think he's more of an adventurer. I think the dog would suit him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he likes it. Oh, sorry, I'll let you go.
Smoking his pipe, just with the cat on his lap.
Yeah.
Pondering his orb.
I was gonna say dog for that reason, that the dog wants to go outside, and so he just goes. He's like, "Oh, you want a smoke break?" And then Gandalf goes out and smokes his pipe with them.
All right, next up, Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, cat or dog person?
That's easy, cat.
Well, he had a little white dog.
Yeah,
That was a dog person, yeah.
Yeah, clearly a dog person. He loved Precious. He always did.
That's a dog, man.
Yeah. All righty. Well, I guess let's see. Next person here, Lightning McQueen from Cars.
Tow Mater's basically a dog, so dog.
I like that.
Would it be an actual animal, or would it be like a car?
RC car, maybe.
A small car version of a cat or dog that then
those
follows
Toys
you
R
around.
Us pedal cars that the kids stick their feet out and Flintstone around with.
Paddington, but Paddington from Paddington 2.
Dog. Yep.
Dogs all around.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Easy peasy.
Okay.
All right. How about let's see. Halle Berry in Catwoman as Catwoman.
Cane Corso, dog.
Wow.
No, cat.
Hairless cat.
Maine Coon.
Hairless
Maine Coon.
Hairless
I like
Maine Coon cat.
I like that one said hairless cat and the other one says Mancoon, which is like the biggest, hairiest cat you can get.
Speaking of hairy Maine Coon cats, Maddie and I the other day, I had the day off, so we went for a morning walk. We were walking. This guy approached us, and we were sent on a quest. We did not complete this quest. Guy comes out of the shadows. He's like, I got his dog out front, and his buddy comes out of the shadows of the porch. He's like, "Hey, I've got something for you." And he says he lost his cat. His cat got, or the neighbor's cat got out. So, we went looking for this cat named BB. Anyway.
BB.
Waiting to get back to Roch to complete said quest. Have not found BB yet. And debate question gang. What are some movies you guys want to see more of in the future? I feel like I don't know. I feel like I go to a lot of horror movies these days. Are you guys feeling like there's movies you're missing seeing in theaters?
I watched Bone Tomahawk recently.
Nice.
Nice.
We discussed on this podcast.
And Western horrors, I think, would be something that more producers could dive into. I think.
I agree. I'll say we just in Rochester went to the movie Sinners. It's not really a Western. It's 1930s, but it kind of catches that, period piece and horror. And I gotta say, it kind of fits that vibe too. I dig it. Old timey place movies with horror.
Mm-hmm. Especially when there's not like just like new age technology they can rely on. Sort of like cowboy camp and Under the Stars. And then they got freaking
super Indians there.
super Indians with
Well, the other Indians are like, yeah, don't go to those guys.
whistling throats that they.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna say something here. Yeah, and that new modern movies when they do horror, back when they would make horror movies back in the good old days of the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. I mean, now they do it too. It was always this game of trying to create a horror movie and you create a scenario in which, modern times, how is modern times the downfall of people and how do they get themselves in bad situations? Well, they leave the front door unlocked. Nowadays, it's like, well, you left your phone unlocked. It's like, yeah, it's lame. Like that's we're all thinking it.
What was that? Unfriended or something like that?
I don't think I ever watched. Is that where they're all on the Zoom call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Oh,
It's bad.
Bad.
So nobody think about doing that because it's not going to do well tonight. It's not going to do well. Noah, Cole, Sam, what kind of movie? Sam, you're probably in the mood to watch some like Teletubby classic movies. Am I right?
I mean, I feel like if I was gonna say something like fantasy, I mean, space operas. You've got nothing like nothing, and I mean some like authentic, like classic, um, stuff. Thinking back to like the first Star Trek movies that they did, or when they're doing and that's more science fiction range, but or like when they're doing the original Star Wars trilogy, everything is just a continuation in those genres of existing franchises, and there's not just a new standalone movie of that I can go watch in those genres and just enjoy something. It's just more Star Wars or more Star Trek or more of something like that.
Not enough original ideas, kind of.
Yeah, which that falls into a lot of genres, but that sci-fi and space particularly, I think there's a lot of that.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. Mine would be comedy. Like broad comedy feels dead. All of our comedy comes from like Marvel quips now. And I think about like Forgetting Sarah Marshall and The Hangover and Knocked Up that were like cultural big movies, and I just don't even know what the last comedy of that would be. We were in a phase in the late 2010s where we got good comedy movies in theaters like Tag and Game Night, and now it just feels gone. I don't know the last straight comedy movie that felt like a classic to me or that I wanted to go see in theaters.
Yeah, I don't think I could pull any off the top of my head. Like, I guess anyone but you, but like even that's still like kind of a rom-com. I don't know if it's quite the same.
Right. Yeah, that's a good example. That was kind of an anomaly because it made a ton of money, but that's not even exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
General straight comedy. Like that was gonna be my answer too, Noah. I was gonna say we need more comedies in theaters.
I dig it. Well, speaking of comedy and guys camping out under the stars, that actually brings me to our next section, the summer of 2025 film update. Ladies and gentlemen, this summer we're getting the old mini movies back together and putting a little team tiny film back together. We've got a little update for you. That script's done. We've done a table read. We're going to try to sneak in another table read this week, gang. We're making it good for you. We've got a camera picked out. I don't know if anybody here gives a hoot about it, but for those who listen, this camera is a Canon, it's like RVF, I think, an R50 something. Anyway, whatever the heck. You're welcome for that information. You guys keep that in your back pocket if you want to mumble through a camera type. Anyway, it's cheap, it's affordable, it's actually very high quality, and I'd recommend this nameless camera to all of you listening. Maybe I'll drop it in the comment below. Anyway. Yeah, that's your little update. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good comedy. We added a lot to it as well. I said we got that script done. I think we've got it done, like for real, for real. We've added good little subplot there of a man and woman. The woman ends up pregnant, if you can believe, and it's a uproarious of a good time. It's outright a cantankerous pregnancy subplot. So
Cantankerous.
And we're thinking for the pregnant woman, we might get Daniel Day-Lewis. Haven't decided yet. We're working on it. All right.
Or we could do Adam Sandler's Jill.
Adam, yes. What if Jill comes back as a reoccurring actress? No. We still got time.
Comedy's going the wrong way.
We were just talking.
Now I know why I died.
Yeah.
All right, back to just no comedies. All right.
It makes sense.
Healthier.
You know, Daniel Day-Lewis is starring his debut, or not debut, but his return to filmmaking is going to be directed by his son.
I saw that.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very anti-nepotism. All right. Moving on, I guess here. Got a bird in here. Moving on here. Next section. Summer is abroad. We're getting into the big old swing that is the summer months. That being said, what's your guys' favorite summer movie to watch? Hopefully we get more talk of this, but in other episodes. But favorite summer movie to watch? Anybody? Cole, you look like you're on Shark Tank, ready to make a deal here. Guys got an answer.
You know, it's got to be Jaws, right? Who's going to say it? Like, come on.
Don't talk about it, or Reed will interrupt you.
Right, exactly. You can't actually have a real conversation.
Listen, if I might interrupt on this point, ironically here, I have tried to provide you guys a stage on this podcast. I work day and night. Drinking for the pot of a coffee, none of you want to touch. Anyway, that being said, I try to bring people in to watch this podcast. We got reels, okay? I connect with people. I talk left and right.
No, it's done.
Also, people can come watch this podcast. At some point, you guys can talk about it on a world stage. I want you guys to do Jaws.
The Hidden Figures quote was not. I can't. I've never heard that quoted before, but I know exactly what it was. Okay.
So yeah.
So that's Jaws.
Good movie.
Yeah. I don't think there's a space really for talking about Jaws in this podcast. It was kind of toxic.
Yeah. We all know what it is. Let's just move on, I guess.
Move on, yeah. Okay, well, anybody else? Summer movie? Anybody?
Yeah, it's... Oh, I'm sorry. There's three of us.
Somebody go.
Okay.
This is killing us.
Go, Noah.
Okay, I'll go. Top Gun Maverick. Over the last 3 summers, I've watched probably 10 times.
I just rewatched Top Gun and then watched Top Gun Maverick for the first time this last weekend, like 5 days ago.
What?
Or 3 days ago. Yeah, I didn't watch Maverick until this last weekend. I was visiting my wife's uncle, and she hadn't watched Top Gun, and I was like, they were like, you haven't watched Top Gun, and then we both hadn't watched Maverick yet. So
oh my god,
it was awesome.
What do you think? Yeah,
what'd you think?
Oh, I thought it was awesome. I think how they managed to do Val Kilmer's inclusion as Ice in the sequel, despite his ongoing struggles with throat cancer at that point, was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the sequel really well. My experience having watched the first movie is when Goose's wife, like I looked over and my wife's like tearing up at the part where the wife is saying like he loved flying with you, and that's really when he starts to like take the blame off his shoulders, and it's still not fully off his shoulders then, but it's when he starts to accept that it would have happened anyways. Like Goose could have died in anybody's plane, but we were together doing this. And then in the sequel, that continuous process of how did it affect his son, and then that friendship and relationship that builds and everything. That was such an amazing plot. And I think the ongoing like storyline in the sequel is really great because you have the end goal of what's going on in the movie, like what their target objective is explained really early on, and then they're going through that throughout the training. I really liked that in the sequel, whereas in the first movie they're just going through the Top Gun school and then they go on a mission and have that success. It felt very continuous in that aspect, but both phenomenal movies. And so I think that's a great summer movie.
I agree.
Oh, what?
Yeah, very good. I do like the continuity of those two different movies there.
Miles Teller does a good
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
does a good job.
Terrific.
Pretty much every movie he's ever been in.
Yeah.
I really loved him in Whiplash. That was a good movie.
That movie rocks.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the one.
Yeah, just quoting Miles telling Whiplash there.
My-
Who got left on this gravy train of summer movies? Noah and Welsh.
No,
I said Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
you-
I
Yeah,
I just
he's like-
rode. I
Oh,
just
I thought it was
Yeah, he's really
Sam.
good.
coattails.
Sam. Yeah.
I'm gonna change mine to Top Gun Maverick. By the way,
Yes.
Jaws is like out. Jaws. Who cares about Jaws? Like whatever. Top Gun Maverick.
I know I don't.
There's
Sam?
no movie that opened up so awesome when that song starts playing and they're showing the shots of like all the jets. It's so like you're just like instantly hooked. Like it's not even like 2 seconds, and you're like, okay, this is the best movie ever made.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Sam, did you want to take a spin on a different movie, or are you settled with Top
no.
Gun?
I'm just gonna settle with Maverick. I'm good with that. I can't think of anything else. I'm just rewatching the movie in my head right now.
Mhm.
You gonna do Top Gun Maverick too? You gonna?
Yeah, it is a really good movie. But no, the movie that really came to mind after Jaws was 51st Dates with Adam Sandler.
Oh,
Mhm.
What's her name?
Drew
again?
Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't know. That's always been one of my favorite movies, and it's just a summer movie for me. It's not like when me and my dad will watch golf in the winter because we miss the green grass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not that same kind of scenario where I see the green rolling hills and mountains of Hawaii. I wish I was there.
Yeah.
It's just a good movie all around, and I enjoy especially watching it in the summer.
That's a movie for me that it seems to be playing on TV all the time, and it always ends up there. I feel like I'm watching a part of it like once a month, maybe.
It is, isn't it? It shows up on
Yeah.
TV quite a lot.
Yep.
It's got a lot of rewatchability to it.
Yeah.
Wholesome, and it's just well made. Good story.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler kills it in that movie,
Mhm.
along with Drew Barrymore and Samwise Gamgee.
Yes, of course.
He rocks.
What's his name? Is it Doug in 51st Date?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, with the fishnet shit. I love
He's got the list going.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I guess for my movies, I guess I'd have to say they comes in like different months. I suppose for June, I'd say probably what was that old movie I was just thinking about? For the month of June, I'd probably
Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick. Actually, have you guys seen this one? No, I'd say. I guess let me start. I guess I'd say in May would probably be The Great Outdoors if you count May as summer.
Oh.
June, I would actually mark as Wet Hot American Summer. That one I just has that vibe of the start of summer. I think, does it take place right at the end of summer or right at the start? I know it's one or the other. I think it takes place right at the end of the summer camp, if I remember. They do a show. Anyway, July I would mark as Jaws month, and then August I would say is probably True Grit, oddly enough, for me. So I feel just nice, hot, dry movie.
The old one or the new one?
Classic?
Old one.
Or,
Classic, yeah. Probably go. The scenes, the settings, and that woman that needs a man with true grit. All right.
Look hot and barren out there.
Very hot and barren out there. Very hot and barren indeed. Okay. All right. Moving on. Sometimes me and my dad, we used to throw on True Grit in the wintertime just so we could say how much we missed the hot and barren of summer.
Don't you take that memory from me.
All my boys miss hot and barren. All right. Well, moving on to our next category. We've got Try a Food, gang. Try a Food. I just stopped on down at the local Grand Rapids M&H on my way from dropping my Buick off to get some new brakes put in that bad Bama Jamma. And I walked away with what my mother called a rainbow fountain pop, what Welsh called a car crash, and what I heard a guy on a podcast named Jeff called the suicide. This is a fountain pop made with every flavor of drink that was available. The flavors of drinks that go into this are Coca-Cola, Coke Zero, Diet Coke, a lot of Coke, Mug, Crush, Sprite, High C, XX Blueberry, get out of here, Apple, Minute Maid, Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew, Pepsi, Diet Pepsi. So,
But did you do the different flavors of Pepsi?
I did not hit the different individual. I know. I was running out of room. I looked like I had a problem. One cashier guy, I was hitting the buttons trying to get it in there, but I was trying to time it right so I didn't get too much. I was trying to make sure I didn't fill it up too much Pepsi. And I'm hitting these things. I get to the top and go, oh shoot, I gotta put ice in this thing, or else it's gonna be warm when I go to drink it later. So I'm like standing, almost doing the splits because I got a wide leg, and I'm started hitting the ice like tap tap tap, and and it won't stop coming out. All the shit splashing up. He's looking at me. And yeah, and then I was like, yeah, I'm doing a thing with this.
Just making a scene.
Yeah, so here it goes. Down the hatch. Bon appetit.
I would like to say that I've always called this swamp water. Have you guys heard that before?
Mm. I like it though.
It's almost like a 7-layer pop here.
What's the most
Need a
distinct
dip of
flavor?
tortilla in it.
Yeah.
Tortilla chip.
Hold on. Really getting a handle on this one, gang.
I've heard it called the car crash before, but I kind of want to start calling it the 10-car pileup.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
I told you, you got a good audience here.
Very responsive.
Yeah, I don't know. It tastes like wet water Pepsi Diet Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Yeah,
It,
I don't know. It's kind of burning a hole in my gut.
Would you recommend it?
No, I really would not recommend this product for anybody.
like you get your ices mixed at the movie theater, and then they all melt together.
Yeah.
Especially if you do more than just cherry and blue raspberry, then it's just a flavor you just can't really nail down.
Can't quite comprehend.
That's just what it is.
No.
It's just
That's just what it is.
it's just it's cola.
Just the way it goes.
It's what the Simpsons would use for cola without using a name brand. It's Quickie Mart Cola. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, very good. Last time I think we did this, or one of the last times, I think it was the Hot Ones barbacoa chips.
Yeah.
They were pretty hot. I think they were like 36,000 on the Scoville. For those of you big Hot Ones fans, the hottest thing's like 2 million Scoville, so quite a lot. And it was like, I don't know, it was spicy enough to really get your mouth going, but I've been eating them all week, and like I'm probably gonna end up getting more. Like,
No shit.
yeah, like I don't know why they're good. Like,
You historically have never been one to get spicy
Yeah.
thing, so that's
Yep.
pretty impressive.
yeah, but it's coming up. It's coming up.
Building
in
up
a
your
while.
tolerance.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to get ready at some point. I think we're gonna do something with some hot wings down the road, and no spoilers, but we got plans. Anyway,
Nice.
Made the best fish tacos the other day. Use Valentina's hot sauce as a binder before the batter. Too good. Too good.
I went to you guys. I don't know, between all of us, anybody here really work out anymore? Go to the
Here and
gym?
there.
Cole, big man Cole, yeah. Cole, good deal. Do you ever hit any pre-workout, gang?
No.
Anymore.
Yeah,
That was high school.
I've never done that, but I've got some Tang, and so just a ton of sugar, and I'm gonna put in the recommended amount. It was like 8:30 the other night in Rochester. I hadn't made it to the gym all week. I was busy getting stuff ready for cabin. I was like, I gotta make the gym, and I gotta do everything. I haven't been here. I gotta do everything. So I'm like, what if I just double it? What if I do a little bit more? I double it. I got there. I'm sipping a little bit, doing a couple lifts, and I'm not really hitting it. What if I just drink all of it at once and it really hits my stomach hard? I did that.
Oh no.
Oh my God, I must have looked like a mouse in there, choo, 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 hitting everything. Like, I wasn't trying to max or anything, but I just was like, there was new weights appearing to me. I'd never
Bro.
seen it.
On right now.
Seriously,
The
like,
Tang. You need more of that.
The Tang.
and it all worked out. I went and I picked up Maddie from her sister's house, and we hung out for a while. Like I was so loud and energetic and annoying. Like I sent my friend Sagan to bed. Like that's how upsetting I was. He had so much energy, and
He's like, all
he
right.
couldn't do it. He's done. He was like, you got to work in the morning. He's not doing me. Like, I don't have energy. I got home. I sit down. I was gonna hang out with Maddie. I sit down, and suddenly it all hits in my stomach. It was just like, oh no.
Got a
Oh, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't feel so good. And the rest of my night, I was slamming like cup of water after cup of water, just trying to get my
Diluted.
trying to get my feet under my stomach, So yeah, that's my fun adventure.
On the Tang.
Well, all right. Well, yeah,
Would you recommend Tang?
I highly recommend Tang. It's for 3 tablespoons of like pure sugar, tasty orange pure sugar. It only comes out to like 120 calories, so like not bad if you're trying to get stuff done. Like,
Is it like made from actual like cane sugar cane?
I don't know what it's made. I don't know.
I would just say just take 3 spoonfuls of sugar before you.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, it's pretty much just 3 spoonfuls of sugar with some orange flavor in it. And it's like, oh, this is tasty. And then you go,
Orange syrup.
yeah. I definitely don't like to do it before every workout because then sometimes I'm just like, get there. I'm like, well, now I have a ton of sugar in my stomach and I'm still not in the mood to do anything. So normally it's like, if
That's the hardest part, to get the motivation.
yeah, like you can do anything you want. You can hit yourself with steroids. Sometimes you still probably be like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's tough. I hate it when you get there and then that hits. Anyway. Oh, that sucks. All right. Let's see. Well, let's skip that one. Cole, you got 2 movies to compare for us, my man.
Compare or
Pair. I
feature?
say compare every gosh darn time. 2 movies. Pair. Unlikely pair. Likely pair. Common pair. The Grackle pair. Whatever you want. What movies are you pairing for us this week?
All right, let me get my notes. So here's where I ended up. I was brainstorming some ideas this afternoon, and really because I just got it assigned. Oh, can you see it? Or can you see me?
I am just looking at you, my gorgeous man.
All right, wonderful. So I was brainstorming some ideas this afternoon, and I ended up with picking Star Trek, the motion picture, with Titanic as a double feature.
Wow.
So I know. So if you're not aware of the plots, everyone's aware of the plot of Titanic, right?
Happy
Oh,
ending.
I thought you were gonna say everybody's aware of the plot of
Plot of
Star
Star
Trek,
Trek,
but you
yeah.
might not be aware of what happens
Wait.
in Titanic.
We all know what happened.
We've all seen Star Trek: The Motion Picture, right? So we're all familiar with the story and the plot and the characters, but Titanic really needs to be explained to with Jack and Rose.
Women, right?
Yeah, who directed that one?
So
James-
Titanic is about a ship,
About a
right?
ship and
Bunch
Star
of people
Trek.
jump in, go swimming.
Yep, and Star Trek: The Motion Picture is about a ship. So too, But okay,
one
so
seafaring, one spacefaring.
yes. So you get kind of these 2 kind of different spectrums. So if either or, whichever way you start, if you start Titanic or you watch Star Trek: The Motion Picture, you're in for a long night because these movies are like 3 hours long. So you're going to be committing to at least 6 hours of a double feature, and you're going to
I
start.
want to do it already.
Yeah.
Which one do you start with, though?
Yeah.
I bet you'd start with Titanic because it'd be in the past, you know what I mean? And you'd accelerate to the future because, it's about both films feature a journey, they take place primarily on a cruiser or a ship. They're both kind of explorations of kind of human hubris and how far you can take humanity in a way. So, how the Titanic represents kind of that hubris, right?
How far can technology go?
Exactly. How far can you take technology? And then in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, you also have that kind of story with technology, except instead of the ship Titanic, you got the Enterprise, but specifically V'ger. You know what I mean? You guys remember V'ger?
Yep.
Yeah. Vaguely. It's been a while. That's on my 2 rewatch list is the original Star Trek movies.
They just did a re-release of the motion picture to celebrate some anniversary, but they restored some footage, and it's a brand new cut of the movie, basically. Ooh. It's not the director's cut, and it's not the theatrical cut. I've only ever seen the theatrical version of the film, but it's a brand new version of the movie out.
Interesting.
But anyways, it's also got a romantic subplot, too. There's a lot of vaginal imagery in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, if you guys have never seen it. So, and there's
what?
Vaginal imagery.
I don't remember that contextually.
You got to watch it. Pay close attention.
You gotta watch it.
I remember the vaginal imagery from Titanic.
No, it's in Star Trek. You got to watch it. It's there. I'm not lying.
Okay.
I'm not making this shit up. I'm not crazy. It's there.
I see vaginas everywhere.
Look.
But yeah, it's it kind of explores themes of sexualization and stuff like that, specifically with the V'ger character, and she habits this robot, or they inhabit like a robot and stuff. And then, so that's kind of where I ended up. It's got themes of romance and sexualization and exploration. So if you wanted to see kind of like two spectrums of like a journey set it in like the modern or pre 20th century versus, the far flung future, why not? I think they pair up unlike an unlikely pairing of some movies.
Ooh.
Also worth mentioning that Star Trek The Motion Picture is the impetus behind this podcast's name. So
that's correct.
Yeah.
I'm in full circle here on the 50th episode.
Yeah. Yep. Good movement, my man.
Impetus.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate.
That's a word.
Did you say impotent?
That's an impetus.
Impotent.
Shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah, you always talk about Star Trek. You've had me in some highs and some lows in terms of my interest in watching. Actually, I'm interested in this double feature. I might do that at some point. Maybe not today or tomorrow or the next week, but it's in there. I like the thought of some of these images.
But which one are you gonna start with?
I don't know.
We got Cole's recommendation.
Tell you what, something crazy, and maybe this is crazy. A guy on a podcast about movies. I've never seen Titanic, not once.
No,
that is crazy.
Wow.
I've seen about 5 minutes of it because it was thrown on for the old timers at work at one point, like a couple months ago. And I saw about 5 minutes of it, and I thought, oh my God, this looks incredible.
It's a good movie.
This looks like a really good movie, and I wish I would have watched it a lot sooner.
You haven't even seen it? Like, I mean, I feel like it's on TV all the time to the point where I'd get annoyed at my family because they'd start watching it partway through with commercials. I'd be like, you have this.
Yep.
Like, you can go watch this without commercials from the beginning.
Right.
But they're just like, nah, but I already have it halfway through with commercials, so why not do that instead? I'm like, okay, you enjoy that. I'll go do something else.
Well, they're like, we've already seen it 40 times, so it's like, what's gonna happen? So
I'm like,
it's really hurting anything.
I do too, but like, just the enjoyment of doing it without the commercials and everything. I don't know.
I'd say I think I would do Titanic first and then Star Trek, just in the thought of kind of order of like what the technology is. Titanic to future Star Trek.
Yeah, I kind of want like a Venn diagram comparison of Cole's. Cole was very much doing like, oh, how are these movies similar and different? And I feel like next time I just am expecting like a Venn diagram of, oh, there's all these similarities, and then this is how they're different. But it was great, and yeah, I will consider tagging Titanic onto the beginning of my next Star Trek rewatch.
Nice.
Good deal.
We're gonna watch Star Trek, but first here's Titanic.
Watch Titanic.
The very first Star Trek movie.
Let's watch a very tragic love story.
Yeah, get us in the mood for.
I'm spoiling. Hold on, sorry.
Wait a minute, you're telling me it's not a
romance? Minute too, by the way.
This ship out at sea makes love to this iceberg. A lot of imagery there. Okay.
It's light on the vaginal imagery, though.
Very light.
Yes. I'll wait till the next movie.
Star Trek's a lot sexier than Titanic.
Really up the ante. Let me tell you.
The thumbnail for this episode is going to be very heavy on vaginal imagery.
It's going to be the Venn diagram.
It's going to be an iceberg, and then the Titanic. It's just going to be.
Come on, gang. We got moms watching this. What are you doing? Get out of here. Let's see. Next up in our categories, bottom of the barrel, Mr. The Bottom of the Barrel himself, Noah Lane. What have you got for us? What would you recommend?
I'm going to recommend the series finale of the show Nathan for You, which is an hour-and-a-half long kind of documentary called Finding Francis. You don't have to watch the whole show to watch this, but you should. It's one of my favorite shows ever. I caught this in its entirety over the weekend on a hungover Sunday morning, and I got to watch it with another person, which I don't think I'd ever done before. And just the story is around him using his resources from the show to find a long-lost love of a Bill Gates impersonator that he had hired 4 seasons ago, because he just thinks he's such an interesting guy. This guy's in his, I think, like mid to late 70s. And you would think this story is entirely sweet. Nathan's trying to find this old long lost love that this guy keeps talking and talking about, and he has no idea how to find her. But if you know any of Nathan Fielder's work at all, you just know there's one level and then there's a million of them. And it is such an interesting watch. It's, I think the second time I had seen it, maybe third. I think only the second though. And it's just so emotionally draining to watch Nathan think and to like orchestrate everything. And the old guy that's trying to find this long lost love is not fun to watch either. He's like a different guy. There's something off, just the way he talks and some shit he says that like at some points you don't even know if you want him to find his long lost love because you don't think it's gonna go well. And there's also just the classic Nathan jokes, like the school won't let him in to see an old yearbook, so he figures out that the movie Mud, starring Matthew McConaughey, was filmed in that town. So then he contacts the high school as the team behind Mud 2, like even muddier, and they actually let him in the school. And it's just shit like that too. I really think Nathan Fielder is sort of a genius. I am totally behind everything he does. And I don't I don't know if it's going to be in your mind to go click on the series finale of Nathan for you, that because it's an hour and a half long, but I really couldn't recommend it enough. Like I think anyone that sees this would get something out of it. I think it's very, very good.
I'll say to back this guy up, yeah, that show Nathan for you. It's not, for those of you who have no idea what it is. It's not like some sitcom type of linear story. It's just episode after episode of this guy trying to help businesses out in a weird, wacky way. There's no continuity. Very rarely does he bring up past episodes, and even then, he just says something he did at one point, like an idea he had. So yeah, this is, you can just throw this on. Like this could be anything. It could be its own standalone thing.
Kind of structure The Office or something like that. Each episode's its own thing.
Kind of, but like not even The Office, where like no matter where you're, like the one recurring thing is this one guy, Nathan Fielder, is like going around helping businesses and people, and like
right. It's sort of a take on like an undercover boss type show, you know.
And like every single time he goes to help people, he has a good idea on how to help them, but like it's the weirdest way you could help somebody. It's like what's the solution here? Like how do you this guy who wants to sell cold lemonade, like, well, what's the solution? We heat everybody up so they have to come have
right.
it. Like
exactly.
That's a crazy solution. Like but he does it. Yeah, I've never seen Finding Frances. I'm glad you brought it up because I haven't thought about it. I'm gonna have to put it right behind my Star Trek Titanic watch. But I think once I get through the season of the rehearsal, I'll probably throw it on because it's about time I saw it.
Yeah.
Titanic? My Tannic? Who's Tannic?
Your Tannic.
My Tannic!
Tang.
Your Tang.
Oh, my Tang. I'm gonna drink some Tang, watch Titanic, and enjoy the imagery that follows. Yeah. Cool. Well, good recommendation, my man.
Thank you.
We'll move on to our last category of our recording here. Kind of a freestyle, if you will. Just wanted to, do you guys have any random things you've been watching? Like I know on some of our dockets has been the rehearsal. I just saw some movies. I had one earlier. Cole's got one and he's rearing to go. Tell me about the imagery, my guy.
The tip of his finger. Look at him.
I watched the first episode of Andor season 2 today.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah.
And yep, it's been a while. I know the entire season is on Disney Plus. I watched it. It's still the best Star Wars content that you can watch. It's incredible. The acting is so good. I'm just so hyped just to watch the rest of this season.
I still haven't seen any episodes of the first season, so I have
to sit down and watch Andor. I cannot recommend it enough.
You guys are gonna talk me into it. I think
it is.
Are you able to download episodes of stuff like on Disney Plus? Like,
no, can you?
You can download it on like your phone.
Yeah. You can do it, Sam?
Yes.
All right, you're set, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna go crazy. It's cool.
Just start watching Andor.
That'll be perfect for getting through the plane ride. So.
I think on season 2, I think I'm like episode 5 or 6, and it's been ramping up a little bit in that Andor way, where it's not really like a roller coaster. You're dropping like just a little bit more to it and whatnot. Some more details going on. It's cool. The ending of the episode I just watched like I just was suddenly, I think I was like multitasking. I don't like to multitask when I watch a show because I like it so much. But I was like, I was doing something because I had a busy week. I'm like, wait a minute, like this is really good. I gotta put this down. And I watched this whole scene play out. By the end of it, I was like, I can't watch another episode till I get back from my cabin in a week. Like I'm gonna like just sit with this. Like I don't want to watch another episode. Like whatever that people say it gets even better. Like no way, no way does it get better. Even still.
I'm super hyped to watch it. I love the. I think Tony Gilroy should be running Star Wars, not whoever's at Kathleen Kennedy and like what's his name. Tony Gilroy is the coolest because he's like, I'm not going to make Star Wars after this at all, and he's like, we tried to take this as serious as possible, and I think that's like the perfect mentality for tackling Star Wars.
Yeah. Like
Just like fuck all the anything that's been established. Fuck that crap. Just take it super seriously and just go.
A fresh take on it.
It's awesome. And it just creates great drama.
I'm really glad that that they don't really do a whole lot when it comes to like the Empire of the original trilogy. Like they kind of skirt around that always between before and after prequel sequel. They go so far into depth. Never want to touch that stuff. And we're getting really close to that original trilogy timeline. And Tony Gilroy does a great job. I think the reason why original trilogy is the way that it is revered so much is because in the time they took everything so seriously, like it was real for these people. And then prequels came around and they have gone a little too far in a few places. Yeah.
I just want to picture Palpatine like doing
Palpatine
like budget plans and like committee meetings and stuff like that. And his robes and stuff.
It costs how much to repaint the Death Star?
Oh, yeah,
Unionize.
The Wookiees ate who?
They're Geonosians. They can't unionize. All right. Anybody got anything else they've been watching? Cole, that was good. I wouldn't have mentioned that.
I just rewatched Spaceballs.
Nice.
Keeping in the same genre there.
Well,
Yeah, that's
transition
really
your Spaceballs, but not necessarily keep it in the same genre. Last night, I just had Blazing Saddles on. Hey.
Oh, there
Nice.
you go.
That's a movie I've never seen.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
it's
a movie from another time.
Yeah.
It's super funny.
Even
really
that.
funny. Yeah. Really fun.
Yeah, man. At some point, you'll have to get yourself to a cabin and get yourself 2 drinks in you, and then throw it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one because it's not one I'm not watching for any reason. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That is a movie that before last night I have never seen anywhere except for on DVD at my cabin.
Yeah.
A lot there.
Were you just not able to wait to get to the cabin and you just threw it in? You're like, I can't wait another couple of days.
I think my brother Michael turned the TV on and it was on, and we were like, "Yeah, okay." There was like the last 5 minutes. We're like, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah, that's great.
The DVD players, it's been in limbo the whole time.
Yeah. Wait, play it.
Please.
Play it again. Hit the play. All right. I just went to a movie talking about Miss Kathleen Kennedy. There's a man in Disney who's revered Kevin Feige in his Marvel movies. I went to the Thunderbolts. You guys seen the Thunderbolts?
No.
No.
Listen, we all went to Deadpool and Wolverine and said it got our blood going again a little bit from Marvel. I think we all enjoyed it. This movie, I think we're on the right track with these Marvel movies. I was not annoyed at all. I was, there's some spots in it where it was like, of course, a little Marvel joke, but tasteful little Marvel quip. For the most part, though, this storyline, like, there's no Doctor Strange portaling out of situations. There's no multiverse or mention of multiverse.
Good.
It's just a bunch of unlikely individuals who are kind of adept when it comes to fighting things, end up merging together to try to solve a problem that they're a little under-equipped to handle. And the stakes, we get going. The stakes are pretty darn low and they rise up, but definitely not to a multiverse level problem. There's no mention of that stuff in there. Like, I think we're on the right track. I'll say if I might spoil a post-credit scene here for just a moment here. What was coming, if I may? It's nothing big.
I'm locked and loaded with Titanic, so
nothing big. Yeah, dude, please don't. I've been waiting for like 20, 30 years now. No, you just get such a small moment that kind of gives you an idea of this Fantastic Four movie. Like, when you watch the trailers for that, why do things look weird there? I think we get a little bit of an answer. Not much, just a hint that there's something to it. There's a reason why things are a little different in that universe.
Just because it looks old fashioned.
Yeah, like it looks old fashioned and whatnot, but it's like, well, how are they going to fit into all
Is
the
it back in time?
We'll see, I guess.
Maybe.
Like I said, I don't even know the answer. You get such a small little thing. It's cool. So anyway, I'd really recommend, not that you guys have to see it in theaters, but
Yeah.
I don't know, if you wanted to get on the ground floor of Marvel Take Two, I think we're starting here.
We're taking our first step.
I think we're getting back, yeah. Hopefully we're getting back.
We're bailing the water out of the boat right now.
I think so. We're definitely bailing. I don't want to say we're bailed out of what we've been through.
Oh no, we're still neck deep in it.
Yeah. A couple people drowned along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I had one other random suggestion. Oh, White Lotus season 3, gang. You guys ever watch White Lotus? Nope.
I watched
No.
season 1 and I didn't like it. So
I'm with Noah. I started season 1. And I got about a couple episodes in with Lily, and it was just like, it was kind of boring, but I heard it picks up quite a bit.
I see the banner pop up for it a lot. That's on what, HBO? Like, always advertising it for me. Haven't clicked on it yet.
Yeah.
You recommend clicking on it? I'll think
recommend
about that
clicking on
next time
season
it pops on it.
I can't speak to seasons 1 and 2. I have never seen seasons 1 and 2.
Oh, you just hopped straight into season 3.
Hopped right on into season 3 like
Why?
like a nutcase.
What the heck?
Like somebody who starts The Office at season 8. I hop right in.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, who's Michael Scott? I don't even know about that character. I only started watching The Office in
Michael
season 8.
Who's Prison Mike?
No, I'd recommend it if you want to hop into a random part of a show. There is a very teeny tiny connection to seasons 1 and 2, I think. Maybe I guess technically only season.
How would you know?
Because Maddie told me.
Oh.
She let me know. She said, "Uh-oh, spoilers," but not really. I was like, "Okay, well that just means there's spoilers."
You had outside help.
A little bit. And even still, this little bit of a spoiler, you don't really get to. I'm having fun with what the spoiler is because it kind of talks about something that happened at the end of season 2, and I don't know what happened. So I have these two characters that are talking, and like one of them's clearly making something up about did it or did it not happen. So now I get to enjoy from this perspective of like, well, did it happen? So I'm kind of up here with this. I'm sure other fans are like, oh, we know. I don't have the faintest clue. Yeah, I will say this director, Mike White is his name. He School of Rock's Mike White, if I'm correct, and I always is something of a pervert in this show, not as an actor, but as a writer. He's dropping stuff in this show that's like, wow, I read about this in textbooks, but I never thought it would make it to public media. Like, I didn't think you could say this on television of any sort, but I guess HBO's there for that. In example, I'm going to tell you something. A character shows. So Walton Goggins is in it.
Nice.
He's got a friend who shows up, and this is a little bit of a spoiler because he comes out of nowhere. The actor that plays him is Sam Rockwell. Shows up out of the blue, and it's fantastic. We summoned him actually. Earlier that day, we dropped his name, and then he showed up in the show. So it was like sick.
You're like, no, I'm just gonna mention more actors I like, and they'll just drop in as characters of shows I'm watching.
They will, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Sam Rockwell shows up. The show takes place in Thailand. Walton Goggins goes to meet his buddy, Sam Rockwell, in Bangkok, Thailand. For those of you who don't know much about Bangkok, Thailand, there's a lot of sex that happens there in a lot of interesting ways. So I heard.
Ladyboys.
Anyway, hence the show, actually. Yes, I'm glad you said the word first. The old L word that we're all so scared to talk about. The elephant in the room, all right? The multi-gendered elephant in the room, the ladyboy of it all. I say that word. I don't know if you're supposed to say that or not, but Sam Rockwell does.
They call themselves that.
Yeah, so I'm dropping it. These ladyboys. So Sam Rockwell talks about how he's kind of opening up to Walton Goggins about how he's no longer drinking. And Walton's like, this is weird. I've never known the two of us to hang out without drinking. And he's like, yeah, well, I've changed. I was really hitting it hard here. And night after night, I'd go out and I'd get with these beautiful women. I always wanted to be with Asian women. So he says he's always picking them up. And then eventually, occasionally I'd pick up a lady boy, and I knew, and take them home, and he enjoyed that. And eventually, he's like, well, one night I expanded it, and I was, I guess, for lack of better words, sorry to all the moms out there listening, I was on the receiving end of an evening with a lady boy. I'm paraphrasing. I'm telling you, man, if you watch this, this is better than any shade. Walton Goggins, Sam Rockwell, Thailand, Ladyboys, Asians, all the alike. Anyway, so Sam Rockwell's on the receiving end of the Ladyboys, if you will. And eventually he realizes, so he realizes, oh my gosh, what if I want to be on the receiving end? And then he thinks, okay, well, why do I want to be that? Because maybe I, Sam Rockwell, want to be the lady boy. So then he talks about having guys come in that look like him, have sex with him, and he says he hires ladyboys to sit in the corner of the room, and he says, and that way I can visualize that is me. And this whole humongous, well-written speech of him saying this keeps cutting to Walton Goggins, who is staring at him, mouth agape, the most inaudible, like, we're all with this guy. Like, what is this conversation? All right, ladies and gentlemen, after multitude of times of being hacked, okay, the country of Thailand is after us. They do not want me talking the truth. They don't want me speaking truth to podcast paper about what Sam Rockwell did in Thailand on the set of the White Lotus season 3. So we're going to call it tonight. Thank you all for listening. Please leave comments, okay? If you don't see us next week, check for us next week. If we're not here, know that the Taiwanese government...
The Ladyboys.
They sent the Ladyboys first division in. They're after us. All right.
They got us.
They got us. That was a whole episode of the Whole Other Podcast. It's over now. The podcast is done.